Hey guys, and welcome back to another Empires and Puzzles video. So today we'll be looking at this new hero Gooze, and I've had a read over this hero before in beta and like 5 minutes ago, I guess. And there are some confusion that I have with this hero, and I'm pretty sure that some and most of you will probably have experienced this wording issue as well. It's not the game's fault though. The wording of the first effect in this special skill is just really hard to understand. But just a quick overview: Gooze 5-star hero, fire element, 1548 power, sorcerer class, slime family, so they're gonna get a bonus for 1, 2, or 3 heroes. So mega minions, mega fiends, and fiends summoned by allies get plus 15, 10, 15, or 20% attack based on the number of slime family members on the team. 2 passive slime minion upon defeat, so when he dies, he's gonna summon a slime minion with 40% HP and 50% 50 HP and 40% attack inherited from the caster to nearby allies. And the slime minion splits, so whenever this character loses more than 25% of their max HP at once, they summon a slime mega minion for themselves with 50% HP and 40% attack. Okay. So very annoying to deal with, not that hard to deal with since the slime, it's just kind of like a meat shield that deals a very small amount of damage, unlike the Garrison Guard heroes. Okay, that's all for the passives. Stat-wise, here we can see level 80 stats, quite good on defense and health, very balanced overall, but he is exceptionally well in the health department. Special armor, not the best either talent. The likelihood of a special skill being fired in 6 turns is not the best, let's just say. Okay, Alchemy Experiment is his special skill. It is running at average speed, and at average speed, this is where it gets confusing, so you'll have to listen with me so you'd have to bear with me for a while here. All enemies become provoked for 4 turns. The provoked character deals 1% damage to a random opponent at the end of the turn, and this effect can't be dispelled. So that's the first effect, that's the confusing one. The rest of the special skill is normal, so all allies get the sticky surface for 4 turns, and this effect can't be dispelled. But sticky surface will steal 1 random dispellable buff or growth effect from an attacking enemy. And all allies get plus 55% defense for 4 turns. So the last 3 bullet points are all normal, they're all very good effects. But the first one, all enemies become provoked for 4 turns. And it's like a new effect again that we have. The provoked character will deal 1% damage to a random opponent at the end of the turn. This effect can't be dispelled. Now this is where it gets confusing. So questions that you may have may be: all enemies become provoked for 4 turns. That means if you have Gooze on your team and you cast this effect on an enemy team, it is usually gonna be a status ailment. Since for a special skill to be good, you don't want to give your opponent the Dark Feather effect, for example, or the Sticky Surface effect, the damage drop to 1, taunt, mana generation boost, or stuff like that. When you cast an effect on your opponent, you want that, or 99.9999% of the time, when you cast an effect on an opponent, that effect is considered an ailment. So here we can see that all enemies become provoked for 4 turns, and the provoked character deals 1% damage to a random opponent at the end of the turn. So this is kind of like the Odile effect, the dance of the Black Swan special skill, where at the end of each turn, the opponents are gonna Odile's allies are gonna deal a small bit of damage to the opposing team, let's just say. And this is where it really gets me. This effect can't be dispelled. Now, as we know, cleansing is used against status ailments, and dispel is used against buffs. Now, you could look at this special skill in two ways. You could say the provoked character deals 1% damage to a random opponent at the end of each turn. This is good because it blocks the slash attack. The answer is no, it does not. It does not reduce the mana, it does not prevent the special skill, it does not prevent the slash attack in any way. You're just helping them do more damage to you. The good thing is that there's only 1% damage. And this cannot be dispelled. So you're basically casting a buff to your opponent, and that part really confuses me. But I think I get how this hero works. So basically, when you fire him, the opponent is gonna get this buff or ailment, whatever you call it. You're gonna get the sticky surface for 4 turns. And the sticky surface will steal 1 random dispellable buff or growth effect from an attacking enemy. And stolen dispellable buff or growth effect is chosen by random. And if you're gonna use him without any other heroes that give a buff on the opposing team, it's basically almost guaranteed for you to steal that effect and use it in your favor. So I think that's how you use it here. I'm not quite sure because the special skill, the wording is all kind of confusing, let's just say. But this guy in beta, how do you say it? So I saw this guy in beta, and supposedly this is how he works. So he fires a special skill. The enemies get that provoked effect, where they deal damage to you at the end of each turn. And then the sticky surface basically steals that effect. And then you deal damage to the opponent. But it's only 1% damage. So who cares? And that's the thing that gets me. I don't understand how this works and how this is gonna be a good hero at all. But I'll pause the video for a while. You won't need to hear me talk, and I'll do some more research and get back to it in a moment. Okay, so after a little bit more research, here is basically how a special skill works, I think, based on my observations. So he fires his special skill. All enemies get the provoked status effect. And that is gonna deal 1% damage to a random opponent at the end of each turn, and it cannot be dispelled. So it's like the dancing effect by the hero Odile, like I said. Next, all allies are gonna get the sticky surface for 4 turns. We all know what that does. The rest is not important. But how this hero works, or I think is intended to work, is you steal the provoked buff, I think, from the enemy. So I think that's how it works. So basically, he fires his special skill, the opponent gets the provoked thing, you get the sticky surface. After they attack, you get their provoked effect, and then it comes to you and it cannot be dispelled, so now they can't dispel it. But the thing is, the only thing the provoked effect does is deal 1% damage to a random opponent at the end of each turn. And that's completely pointless. It's true if you don't steal all of the effect from each and every one of the enemy, but even though if you steal the provoked effect from all 5 of your enemies, 5 of your allies have it, it's still not going to make a huge impact. At maximum, that is 5% damage per turn. Combined. Spread on all random enemies. So that's either going to do 1 hit point of damage or 2 hit point of damage. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I recommend you check a channel called Aeon Gaming, AEONGAMING. He is basically a beta tester, and go to his video called Combat Testing, Foxley, Gooze, and Magistine. It's released 2 months ago, and this is where you would probably get the most information. The forum and the wiki will also help, especially the forum, where you can actually get information from those who have actually pulled the hero themselves. So I hope this video helps, and if you do know how this hero works, please comment. I am still in a ton of confusion. Make sure you go check out Aeon Gaming's channel. It is an amazing beta testing channel, and maybe you can have some extra information on the heroes and the events that will be released in the future. Thank you for watching. Please consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next video.